Toyota's partnering with Make Noise today to highlight the work and journey of Mayly Tao of DK's Donuts in LA. Let's go. Mayly, it's so nice to be here with you today. Like, I'm really excited to hear about your story, but for most of our viewers, they may not be familiar with the history of Cambodia and the Khmer Rouge. Do you mind first starting off and telling us your family's path and journey to America?
So my parents, they were born into a time of war. You know, luckily at the end of the war, they had the opportunity to come to America. And my mom, she worked as a seamstress for her first job. She worked for a penny a piece. And soon her and her brothers and her family ended up saving enough money to rent a donut shop, which is where they met my dad and my great uncle Ted. So my great uncle Ted, he's known as the Donut King. He opened up hundreds of donut shops for Cambodian refugees. And he basically set up the system because him coming to America himself as a refugee, he was working 3 jobs and he could not sustain his family. He just said, you know, it's not enough. So he created the system, and that was how a lot of Cambodians were able to have this American dream and to achieve it. And DK's Donuts and Bakery is the shop that we've kept in our family.
It's an unbelievable story. And I know about DK's Donuts and I know about your great uncle Ted, because we started to just notice going to donut shops like, yo, I think they're all owned by Cambodian people. This is like super interesting, even in Southern California. And when we found out the story, it was unbelievable. Like, your great uncle Ted kind of created this way for Cambodians to make it in America. Like, he created a path to survival, which is, I mean, it's all any of us are looking for coming to this country. I was curious too, when great uncle Ted was here, why did he choose the donut?
He just knew that this was something that was an all-American food and is part of American culture. And I think that's why he chose it. He saw the hustle and bustle of a late-night donut shop. He saw that there were people of all different races going in to get a donut. And so I think that was definitely a big selling point of why he chose donuts to start off with for his business here in America.
New eyes, new perspective. You never know what it's going to do to revive something that perhaps has lost its energy and luster in America.
Food is a very intimate thing, and that is actually kind of the gateway into exploring more about culture.
And it's not just with your voice that you're creating change, but I know that you and your mother donated to build a temple in Cambodia. And now with Recipe for Change, I'm curious what you're cooking and why you chose that.
We're gonna pack these blueberry cake donuts and we're gonna send them to 450 workers at the hospital. And we chose the blueberry cake donut because it just reminds you of breakfast. It's a symbol of joy and comfort. And my mom and I, we have the same motto, it's give back, because we look at what she went through, and I look at how lucky I am to have an education and to live in America.
Everyone loves their families, and family is so important to everyone. But for you in particular, your family story is so unique because of what great uncle Ted did, and then your parents did, and then how you continued that tradition. What does family mean to you?
To me, family is a group of ride or dies, and they stick together no matter what. You can see that from my parents' journey, from when they were under the communist rule, when they were living homeless, when they were doing things to really get here to survive. Then when they came to America, they put together all their money in a pile to save up and to work in a family business together to build wealth. Uncle Ted was a visionary. He paved this way for all Cambodian people to have a chance to make it here in America. And I think that is something that we can all learn from my family and immigrant families, is that in order to succeed together, we have to work together to build our future together.
How do you want others to make noise for change?
I want others to make noise today by really utilizing their platforms to educate people, to share resources, and to really continue to share their own stories and, Whoever you are out there, if you're Asian American, your stories are valid and people need to understand. Because by sharing your own stories, we can find this relatedness to everybody here and we can actually make progress for change.
This is so much fun talking to you, like honestly, and what a tremendous story, and props to you and your family for everything you do for the community.
Thank you so much, Eddie.
Thanks for joining us today. We hope you learn more about the work Mayly Tao is doing to make noise in her community, and we hope you stand up to make noise in your community as well. Special shout out to Toyota for making this all possible and bringing these stories to life.